there, my name is Juliet Kane and I'm a food enthusiast. Have you ever wondered how you can take your cabbage to the next level? This week we are going to be learning 5 different ways on how to make your cabbage. Our first cabbage dish is a chicken pasta stir fry. Simple ingredients, so we'll start with the onions. I've added 1 tablespoon of oil, then my onions. After the onions, ginger and garlic. Next up, I'll add in my boneless chicken. Cover the chicken and allow it to cook. After the chicken is cooked, I'm going to add in my cabbage. Some carrots. Red bell peppers. Then I'm going to spice this with some chicken masala. Season with some salt. And some black pepper. Mix this all together. Allow this to cook for about 3 to 5 minutes. After about 3 to 5 minutes, I'll add in my boiled pasta. The pasta is already boiled. Then I'll add in a bit of water and some light soy sauce. And with that, our meal is done. Such an easy and delicious way to make cabbage. You'll definitely enjoy this. For our second cabbage meal, we are going to be making the easiest cabbage meal ever. We're going to be making sauté cabbage, so let's get into it. We'll start with 1 tablespoon of cooking oil. Make sure your pan is hot before you add in the onions. Cook the onions for about 5 minutes until they are nice and soft. Once the onion is cooked, I'll add in my garlic, about half a tablespoon. Let that cook until it's nice and fragrant. Then I'm going to add in some tomatoes, pili hoho or green capsicum, finely chopped. Mix that together. After I've added my tomatoes, I'll mix everything together. Then I'll cover for about 5 minutes until the tomatoes soften. After about 5 minutes, my tomatoes must be soft at this point. So I'll just help mash them, mix them together and add a bit of water. After water, I'm going to season this with some salt. A few chilies. And then I'm also going to be using a vegetable cube for flavor. crush it in. I'll mix it in and let the water evaporate just a bit until it's kind of a sauce, a nice thick sauce, before adding in the cabbage. So I like this texture. I'll add in some cabbage. And before I cover this to allow the cabbage to cook, I'll season this with some black pepper. Mix the cabbage into the tomato mixture and then cover this up for about 5 minutes to allow your cabbage to cook. After about 5 to 8 minutes, don't cook your cabbage for too long. You still want it to be nice, fresh and crunchy. Mix it together. This smells so good. This smells so good. And with that, your sauté cabbage is done. So I'm just going to serve this up. Serve this up. You can have it with ugali, with some rice, with some chapati. It's just so good and versatile. And such an easy, amazing cabbage meal. Hey, so don't throw away your cabbage leaves because this is a meal. I'm going to be showing you how to make cabbage rolls, and before we get into the recipe, we're going to be boiling them so that they soften up, and then we'll make the filling. First things first, we're going to add about half a teaspoon of salt to the water before boiling. That will just bring some flavor to the cabbage leaves. And then I'll dip them and start boiling them until they're soft. Did you know that cabbage is very rich in vitamin C? So you have to use every single part of the cabbage so that you get maximum benefits. I'm so excited about the filling. We're going to be making a sweet chili filling, and I'm going to be using some chicken. I love chicken, so catch me using the chicken. But you can use mincemeat, sausage, pork, whatever you like, whatever you prefer. Make this your own dish. I've started with 1 tablespoon of cooking oil, then I'll add some finely chopped onions. After my onions are done, I'll add just a bit of garlic. I'll season this with some paprika. I need to reuse this same bowl. So just give me a second. A mixture of cumin and coriander. Mix this together. Then I'll add in some tomatoes, pili hoho finely chopped, cover this up for about 3 to 5 minutes just to allow the tomatoes to soften up before we finish off with some honey and soy sauce. After about 3 minutes, the tomatoes are now soft. I'll add in the rest of the ingredients. So I'm adding a tablespoon of honey. Remember, these are all ingredients you probably have in the house, and if not, they're easily available, cheap, and you can just get them at your local grocery store. And then I'll add 1 tablespoon of soy sauce and about 2 tablespoons of water. Don't forget to season your filling with some salt. And our filling is now ready. I'm going to use this to stuff the cabbage and make some rolls. So let's roll this. I'll just take my cabbage leaf, it's now soft enough, and then I'll remove any of the really hard parts that might break up during the filling. Okay. I'll take some of the filling, put it in the middle. Fold once, roll it, then fold until I have a nice cabbage roll. Let's roll the next one. Once again, we'll just remove any parts that might break during the rolling. Take your filling, fold once, fold the sides, and then finish up your roll. Perfect. To finish off the cabbage rolls, I'm going to fry the bottom just to keep them intact. So a bit of oil in my pan, and then the roll with the sealed side down on top of the hot pan. Okay. So as you can see, it's now sealed. This is what we were looking for, that's why we fried. If you want, you can flip and let the other sides fry as well, or you can leave this as is and just enjoy. And that's it, cabbage but different. On to the next cabbage meal. Well, if you have been keeping up with us, you know we are all about making cabbage differently. Today in our fourth recipe, we are going to be making a salad. This would be great with fries, rice, or whatever meal you're having. So let's get into it. So after chopping up your onions thinly, we are going to put them in a bowl. And for onions in a salad, I have a quick tip. So after slicing them up, you're going to add vinegar, just to get rid of that strong onion taste and smell, and then you'll soak this until you finish your salad and you'll add them last. In case you don't have vinegar, you could always use salty water or some lemon. So with the rest of my ingredients, as my onions are soaking, I'll add in my shredded cabbage. So you can choose to use white cabbage on its own, it will work, but for an extra pop of color, we're going to be using some purple cabbage. For the rest of the ingredients, we are adding some shredded carrots, shredded zucchini. You can also use cucumber. And I also have some green bell pepper or pilipili hoho. Now our salad is coming together. We're going to make a quick dressing. For the onions, I'll drain the vinegar. You don't want the vinegar to be too strong. So I'll just drain them and add them to my salad. Then I'll pour on my dressing. The dressing is tart because of the mayo and a bit sweet because of the honey, and that makes such a good combination. And then after the dressing is mixed in, I'm just going to toss it around. What a beautiful salad we have here. Nice, fresh, crunchy, and with one simple ingredient, cabbage. Before I knead, I'm going to add some vegetable oil to make the kneading process easier. Once the dough is nice and soft, I'll leave it to rest for about 30 minutes before using it to make the spring roll mandas. Hey there, at this point you've already seen that you don't have to cook the same thing the same way every single time. Cabbage spring rolls is what we'll be making today, and the beauty about this meal is that you can easily use leftovers. How cool is that? I'm starting with 1 tablespoon of cooking oil. Let your pan heat up before you add your onions. Once the onions are turning golden brown, I'll add in garlic, about 3 cloves of garlic. Mix in the garlic and let it cook until it's fragrant. And once the garlic is done, now we can add in our veggies. I'll start with cabbage, some mixed bell peppers, so I'm using red bell pepper and green bell pepper, also known as hoho. Adding some courgette or zucchini, some carrots. Then I'll mix this together before seasoning. Mix this together and let it cook for about 5 minutes. You want your veggies to remain crunchy but cooked. Our cabbage is now ready. I already have my manda ready and it's ready for filling. So I have my mandas ready. You can make them at home or buy them pre-made. Then I have some all-purpose flour that I'll mix with water. I want to make a paste that I'll use as a glue to close this up before deep frying. So I'm looking for a sticky consistency, kind of like pancake batter. I'll be taking my manda, filling it up with some of my cabbage mixture. So fill in your manda, and remember you can actually use leftover cabbage for this. All you need is a manda, put them together and deep fry to get a whole new meal. Once the oil is hot enough, I am going to be deep frying my roll. Make sure your oil is not too hot, not too cold, so that you get the perfect cook. Cook each side until it's nice and golden brown, then flip to cook the other side. Once both sides are nice and golden brown, I'm going to take them out, and our cabbage spring rolls are ready. So that's easy. The prettiest. They come on here. So yummy. It's literally a wrap of cabbage. It's been a great week of making cabbage 5 different ways. Stay tuned for a new ingredient and we'll be showing you how to make it 5 different ways. I am Juliet Kane of Kane's Kitchen. Until next time, Tupike.